This is In the Parks and Beyond, the podcast where we dive deep into the magical world of Disney, explore the thrills of Universal, and venture beyond the parks. Join us for insider tips, expert insights, and world-class recommendations on the best rides, shows, and hidden gems. We'll take you on culinary journeys with top food picks and share exciting adventures from destinations around the world. So, pull your lap bars down and head into the parks with us as we embark on this roller coaster we call life.
I'm Josh, and thanks for tuning in.
I'm Gary.
Welcome back to In the Parks and Beyond podcast. This is the start of season 2, and we're just going to have a casual chit-chat today. So I'm going to throw it right over to Jerry. How you been, man?
Doing good. It's been busy my way. It's I think it's been what? Two months since we did our last one?
2 months.
Since then.
2 months.
It sure has.
I know you have some exciting news to share.
Yes, I guess you could say it's a couple exciting news to share, I could say. Back in, when was our last episode? I think it was May, correct? I think it was sometime in May or early June. But
I think it was
I mentioned
the end of May, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was end of May. But since then, my wife and I, as we kind of mentioned beforehand, we were going to be relocating at some point, and that finally happened. Third week of June, we made our move from Massachusetts down to Florida. So we are now what you would consider locals to the parks.
Now, have you gone to the parks just to get a date night in or get some food and leave?
No, of course. Yeah, I wouldn't say so much, date night because we had the little one who's a little over a year old, but I would say date afternoon, if you will. But yeah, no, we've definitely gone. I think it was kind of funny. I'm pretty sure, we had annual passes and went to Disney before we even received our trash barrels for our house through the town. So priorities.
Right, so you did it right. I know you were venturing off to Gideon's. Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, I did actually. So actually, we honestly, the only thing we really got there was the peanut butter cold brew.
That's the way to do it.
That's probably my favorite thing. Their cookies isn't everyone's alley there. So I love them personally, but I haven't had one since I've been down here, that's a lie actually. Hold on, I'll get to that in a second. So
already lying to our viewers. Wow.
Yeah, I guess so. So we went to Disney Springs. I think it was our first move that we did when we were down here. Checked out, got Gideon, got some coffee, but we also went to why am I blanking on it? The new place, the new cookie joint. Summer House. Got the cookies from there. Oh, unreal.
Right? I told you.
So good. So good. Wow, it wasn't busy at all.
Nope.
Really shocked. Really, really shocked. Honestly.
The chocolate walnut there, chef's kiss.
Yeah. It was so good. So good. We will 100% be back there for cooking. I want to try their food too. I want to go there to eat. But what I mean by Gideon's cookies, we actually technically have. So we went to the other location out in Winter Park.
The less busy one.
Yeah. So sad news is their Gideon's location doesn't physically sell the peanut butter cold brew.
Oh.
So there's a kiosk inside the little shopping area they have that has a coffee stand in there. Fun fact is that's who makes their coffee for the Disney Springs location. So
good to know.
It's not so much Gideon's; it's a separate entity who makes their coffee. So,
that's good to know.
We didn't know that because we were waiting in line. Can we get the peanut butter cold brew? No, we don't sell this Disney Springs exclusive, but the place down there is the one who makes our coffee for that location. I was like, I see what you're hinting at. But yeah, then after that, we actually haven't done Animal Kingdom yet. I think the reason why, just because how hot it's summertime in Florida, it's 90+ degrees, and in my opinion, Animal Kingdom is the hottest part to go to.
It actually is because of all the tropical plants.
Yes.
It actually brings the heat and humidity down into the park.
Exactly. So with our little one and having to go in the mid-afternoon isn't usually a smart choice to go there in the summertime. But we'll be there soon, But no, we're loving it, man. It's been great being down this way, adjusting. Northern life is a lot different from southern life.
Very different.
But no, we're definitely loving it, and it's that travel week was a lot to get down here. Between traveling with a 1-year-old, and then I had to fly home 2 days after getting down here. What I mean by home, I mean Massachusetts. Home is down here now, but to grab my wife's car and I had to make the drive all over again myself, which was fun.
Hey, it's all part of the
But,
experience, right?
exactly. But wouldn't change it for a thing. Loving our home, loving our community. It's been really good. And I know you've had a lot on your plate too. I
I
know
have.
last time we chatted, I know you were heading out to Disneyland. I know you've had a few other things, kind of going on from there. So, what's your life update? How you been?
I have been pretty good. Just very, very busy. Um, I mean, between going to California, going to Boston, in New
Huh?
Hampshire, it's been very tiring, but also fun. But I'm glad to be back in my groove, to getting back to the podcast. Um,
Yes.
I guess we'll start with California. So I went to California for the first time. I went to Disneyland, Universal Studios Hollywood, in Los Angeles. Uh, I absolutely loved California Adventure.
Yep.
We did Cars Land at night. I
That's
was
awesome.
I made it a point that we had to go there for the lighting ceremony, or like what they do, when they turn the lights on.
Yeah.
And that was such an awesome experience. And my siblings forced me to go on the Mickey Death Wheel. And I've got to tell you, all our listeners, it's not as bad as it looks.
Yeah,
I was
it's definitely not.
I was like mentally prepared in my seat, like, for the drop, but I was like, oh, that's it? That's it? It was like, because in your mind, it's like, you think it's going to feel like Tower of Terror dropping. But really, it's just like if you were sledding down a hill. If the
Exactly.
best
Yep.
way I can put it. Um, Lots of fun. I think the highlight of my California trip, though, was in Disneyland.
Interesting.
Yep. So we did the VIP experience at Universal Studios.
Yeah, you were saying that. Yes.
Um, I have to say that was probably the greatest experience. From our tour guide was absolutely fantastic, and we had usually they have groups of 14. I think is the maximum. We only
Okay.
had my family and 3 other people, so it was 9
No
total.
way.
Yep.
Wow.
So we got a private VIP tour of the back lot. We got to step off at Little Europe. So
Oh yeah.
most recently they filmed The Good Place there.
Okay.
So which was my sister's favorite show. So she was like all giddy. It just screamed core memories.
Yeah.
Which is surprising because I was like, I'm gonna walk into Disneyland, I'm gonna cry. Instead, I was like, "What the heck is that? That is not a
Yeah.
castle."
I told you before you left. I told you, I was like, take your expectations down a notch. Like it's a very under. Don't get me wrong, like the nostalgia of being Walt's baby. Like
Yeah,
actually being in charge and like it has a different feel than Disney World has.
it
And
does have a different feel. It was more. I really can't explain it, but it definitely. I felt the magic still, like of
yes,
Walt's touch on things,
absolutely.
especially like my rule was when we went to Disneyland was we're not riding any exact copycat rides. So we didn't do
Sure.
Galaxy's Edge and we didn't do Runaway Railway. I wanted to focus on the things that we don't have.
That's exactly what I did as well too when I went.
So
I guess that's a lie. I guess because we did do Pirates because it is a bit different out in Disneyland. So we
we did that, yeah.
My family. See, as you can tell, but yeah, I believe their Pirates is better.
Oh yeah,
In
100%.
my opinion, their Pirates is longer, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but you know what I'm getting at. But longer ride, I'll leave it there. Yes, exactly. I'll leave it there. Honestly, Mr. Toad's ride.
That was a trippy ride. I have to. I was like, "What is this? This is in a kids park." Well, I'm sorry, don't come for me. It's in a family park, but still,
Sure.
If I was a kid, that would give me nightmares.
That's what we were saying while we were on it. Like it was a fun ride. Don't get me wrong. Like they're very like but like I said the same thing. I'm like, this is a kids ride.
All those classic rides were awesome. Mr. Toad's, Alice in Wonderland was really cool.
absolutely.
I did.
What else?
We did the original Small World. That was
Yep.
before my escapade at Magic Kingdom. That we'll save that for another episode. Um, what else did I really like? Oh, Incredicoaster,
Oh, and Criticoaster's
dude, that
awesome.
was awesome.
Yes.
I liked how the seats were similar to Rock and Roller Coaster, so it was like
Yep.
it had the same feeling. But
Sure.
my only complaint on Incredicoaster is I wish it was a tiny bit faster.
Yes. Yep.
There was
I
like
think it's a common theme.
yeah,
But
it
I'm
was
pretty sure it's the same speed as Rock and Roller Coaster, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so,
around the same
but
speed.
Rockin's in the dark, so it feels different.
Exactly.
And then Mission Breakout.
Mission Breakout.
I'm not advocating for the retheme of Tower of Terror,
Yes.
but I am advocating that we get a second tower in Walt Disney
that.
World themed to that.
That's what I was saying in like one of our previous episodes, where like I think it did it justice for a retheme. Like that was like one thing I wasn't disappointed. Like wow, getting off that I was like, oh, I wish it was still Tower of Terror. I loved it. Yeah,
Hey, listen.
Off it,
There is some open real estate in Epcot, right next to Guardians of the Galaxy, and the wonders of. I'm just saying, that dome could be removed, as nostalgic as it is, and it could be added. If you're listening, Disney.
You want those incentives, you want those royalties for
the idea. I want the royalties. But I wanted to try and get every song, but we only got 2. Sure. I forget the first one, but the last one we got was Michael Jackson one. ABC.
Okay, yep.
Is it ABC's?
I'm pretty sure that's the one I got actually. I only wrote it once when I was there. I think pretty sure that was the one I got.
That ride, and just like Guardians of the Galaxy, each song makes it different. So,
yep, exactly.
Cosmic Rewind. I love the rides that do that, but I got off track. Back to Universal Studios Hollywood. Besides the backlot tour, that was private. We got to walk through the prop department and the wardrobe department, so I got to see the office chairs from The Office. I wasn't allowed to sit in them, but I wanted to. You got to see the office chairs, the desks, things like that. Like they weren't labeled as like what they were, because anyone could go to the prop office and rent them out, but in your mind you know that they are.
You know where it's from.
Yeah.
You know where it's from.
I got to see a movie set or a TV show set in the soundstage.
Wow.
At that time, it was Lopez versus Lopez, which I think it still is because they were renewed for season 3.
Yes.
But just to see like a real soundstage with a real TV set on it, I was cool. I was like a kid in heaven, because I've always been in awe of backstage things.
Yeah, for sure.
I've always wanted to be like, hey Disney, can you take me in the little tunnels underneath? But it's just ever since I was a kid, I love seeing the behind the scenes thing. So that was well worth it. And then we got Express Unlimited.
Yes.
Part of it. So we rode everything in the park.
Awesome.
Every single ride we did, and we got private VIP seats for Waterworld. So I had a direct in the middle shot of everything.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, the VIP, the backyard VIP tour, that's a bucket list item for me.
It's definitely, when we were looking at the cost of the ticket and adding Express, it wasn't a ton more for our date, so we were like, let's just do it.
But it's also worth it, honestly. Yeah. I mean, especially if you have limited time.
Mm-hmm. And the lunch was the best food I've ever had in a theme park.
No way.
Mm-hmm. It was very, when they say a gourmet buffet, it was a gourmet.
Wow. Jeez, okay. Interesting.
So if you're thinking about it, I say do it.
Oh, I know I'm going to do it. Just I have one.
And if they let you request a tour guide, I highly recommend Elias.
Interesting. Okay.
He was awesome.
Yeah, it's been long time since I've been on to Universal that way. I think it's, what year are we in? I think exactly 10 years ago, I think, actually. I went for Halloween Horror Nights with my cousin.
Well,
like 10 years ago.
we can take an ITP
Yes,
trip
let's do it.
in
Yes, let's do
2026 when they
it.
are done with their construction.
Yes. Yeah, we can get on the new Fast and Furious roller coaster too.
They're building that in the side of the mountain. Like it is being
I
built.
know.
It's crazy.
I'm honestly excited for it. I'm a huge fan of the franchise, so like,
Well,
I
it's
was hoping they
definitely
do
better.
some justice for it.
It's definitely going to be better than the ride we have in Orlando.
Yes. Don't even get me started with that one.
I mean, besides Disneyland and Universal Studios Hollywood, we did Los Angeles. So we went to the Griffith Observatory.
Nice. Okay.
I did the hikes through that.
Oh, okay.
Got to see the Hollywood sign, which was the biggest priority for me. Now, flashing back to a few episodes ago, you told me to go to there was like a little bridge up escalators. I did it. I'll insert the picture somewhere.
Is it worth it?
It was worth it. I'll be honest. I could have skipped
Underwhelmed.
the Chinese theater and the Hollywood Walk.
Yep.
It's nothing like you see on TV.
Oh.
There's tons of scam
Most
artists.
of LA is.
Yeah.
Most of LA is.
There's tons of scam artists trying to sell you their mixtape or almost all the Walk of Fame is covered in vendors trying to sell you something. It wasn't worth it to me. I mean, I can walk through a fake Hollywood Walk of Fame in Universal.
Exactly. Yep. And a lot of people think too that like, especially like the Hollywood sign too, like they feel like you can get like 10 feet from it, which is not the case.
I could if I wanted to walk up the mountain. There was like someone was like renting out their house, like their property, so you could walk to the property, but but you had to like walk through, like hike up the mountain. And I was like,
the canyons.
I'm good.
Now let me ask you this though: while you're in LA and California in general, did you get to In-N-Out?
Yes, I did. 3 times I had In-N-Out.
So I'm assuming you liked it.
I did. I didn't like the fries though.
See, that's a common consensus usually.
I think
for that. Their burgers though are top.
Yeah,
for fast food,
I got
top
animal style on the fries.
Okay. Sure.
And it wasn't that the fries weren't good; it's that the fries weren't hot.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
I think if I got the fries hot, I probably would have enjoyed it more.
Gotcha.
But the burgers were the highlight.
Yes.
And I mean, the price of those burgers, I was like, just give them all. Just give me them.
Exactly. And for the quality too.
Yeah.
So, like, it's like how I try to explain to people is like people will try to like compare it to like, you know, like Whataburger or things like that. I'm like, it's not really in the same realm. I put it out to like McDonald's, Burger King kind of status, like that kind of fast food is where I put it.
It's real.
The freshness of it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The freshness of it is like Five Guys, but not Five Guy prices.
Correct. Perfect way to put it.
Yeah. And that's what kept going through my mind. I was like, it cost me $20 to get a meal at Five Guys, but it's costing me $8 for a burger, fries, and a drink.
Yep.
Which is surprising for California.
Exactly.
When gas is almost $6 a gallon, I guess you got to have some concessions. But
we'll take high gas prices for our In-N-Out.
The food in California was much better than in Florida. I mean, that's a given. There's more culture in California than...
You got it. Yeah, you went out to San Diego too, right? You did the zoo?
I did go to San Diego. Went to the zoo.
Yep.
That was an amazing experience. I don't think I've ever experienced a zoo like that. Maybe the Nashville Zoo was on par with that, but as like in terms of size and stuff. But we got for them to like give you a tour, the sky bucket thing. Yep. Everything was just cool. And the food was
and they have polar bears.
Yes, I got a polar bear's back because the polar bear was sleeping, but I still got to see a polar bear. So check. And the food wasn't terrible for a zoo. You know, zoo food can be
for sure. Yeah.
But I think my favorite meal of the entire trip was Din Tai Fung.
Okay.
That we did on the last day before we headed to the airport. There was like our last celebration there.
Gotcha. Okay.
They did open one in Disneyland, but we went to the one in Century One, that outdoor mall area. I think it's called
Oh
Century One
yes.
or Century
Yep.
Plaza.
Sure. Yep.
That was really good. And then we stayed at the Clementine Resort in Anaheim.
Okay.
And then so about 5-minute walk from the resort it was called the Garden Rock
Gotcha.
outdoor area. There's a Mexican restaurant called Casa de Pancho, and that is the best Mexican food I've had in my entire life.
Oh, I
So
would say, wow,
I recommend Din Tai Fung, Casa de Pancho. So
that's awesome.
add those to your list if you're headed out
Yes.
to California anytime. Oh, in and out, but I mean that's a given. I don't have to give you
Yeah.
that recommendation. If you
Yeah,
don't go,
I forget the names though. There's a few places for Mexican food that we had in San Diego for being so close to Tijuana.
yeah,
Oh boy, let me tell you.
we were gonna go venture out into San Diego, but my family was getting tired and they kind of wanted to go
Yeah.
back and because I mean it's a drive back to Anaheim, so
Yeah. Oh, for sure. It's like 2 hours.
yeah.
Without traffic.
So we were like, we'll find something near the resort, and then that's when we found
Sure.
the Mexican place.
I will say San Diego is a trip of its own.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I said that.
San Diego has so much to offer. It's so fun. San
I was
Diego is
saying,
such a good time.
I want to plan like a long, like just a California trip. So,
Yes.
going to San Diego, checking out the aircraft carrier,
I would. Yep. The Midway.
Yep, the Midway.
So much fun. Yep.
The other zoo.
My father-in-law, who passed away, that was his ship.
Oh wow!
He served in the Navy. It was the Midway. So
Really?
when we were on there, when we were in San Diego last year, we went on the ship, and they have a like a library, if you will, that you can look up loved ones. And we were able to find my father-in-law.
Oh wow!
They had a picture, his name, what he did on the ship, how long he was on the ship for, where he deployed to. It was so cool, and like that was like maybe like a year or two after he passed away. So like for my wife, it was like really cool to see that. And
good experience.
That my father-in-law was on that ship, stepped on that ship, which is
kind
so
of
cool.
A little bit of closure.
Exactly. Yeah. It was such a cool moment. Such a cool day that we were on there. So I highly recommend that.
Because I was like, well, they have their own SeaWorld. They have the Safari Park, which is the other zoo there.
Yep.
So you could spend a whole day to 2 days, and they have Little Italy, which
we ate there. Went to Little Italy.
I forgot about.
And then they have the Gaslight District.
Yep.
Too, which is really cool.
And then you could venture out. Again, I wasn't a huge fan of LA. I'm sorry, but
nobody is. Nobody's sorry.
I would still like to go back to the Griffith Observatory. I just want to do those walks, like the Griffith hiking trails again, Runyon Canyon, and I know that there's
really cool.
I know there's a couple other hiking trails up there in the hills, in the Hollywood Hills. So I definitely want to go back and do that. And then after the California trip, I came home. I went back to Walt Disney World because I had to see a real castle. Sorry. And then I did the New England food tour for my social media, and that took 2.5 weeks, and now I'm back home.
Yes.
So it's been crazy, but worth it.
I've only been down in Florida for like maybe almost 2 months now, and you already brought me back to my memory lanes from my old stomping grounds when you were up in New England.
I know you come to Florida, and I go to Boston, just like that. It's like, oh, welcome.
Especially your trip to Portland. When I saw that, I was like, dude, you have to go here. That was like my old place to go to. Portland, man, such a great place.
I was so happy that Main Street Tourist told me to try out duck fat. Those fries.
Yes.
I want to go back. We were gonna go to the regular restaurant, but there was a line out the door, so I was like, all right, I guess I'll chalk it up.
They have a really good brisket sandwich there.
She said that, and the turkey sandwich I heard was good.
Yes.
But we ended up going to the Frites Shack, which is
okay. Yeah.
It's about 5 minutes. So
sure.
I just got the French fries with the different sauces because I had to try that at least.
Yep.
So next time I'm up there, I'll go and try the actual food. But those French fries were so good.
I should get there early because it's been a while since I've been there. It used to be a very small location. and
Yeah.
it's still obsessed in there. So
Yeah, it
you go.
was. I was like trying to gauge. I was like, all right, well, it's completely full. People are eating, and then there's a line of 8 families out the door. So might as well chalk
Yep.
up my loss.
And there's a really good, like if you're like looking for like more of like a like fancier dine, if you will,
Mhm.
there's a place called 4th Street. Unreal. It's so good too. But it's like you get to like actually like there's like a direct code and stuff like
Yeah,
that. But like it's worth it. Food's really good. But like if you're looking for like a celebration, but 4th Street's really good. I do recommend that place too.
yeah. Now, speaking of food, you ventured out to Celebration,
I
right?
did. Yes, yes. Celebration Florida for those who don't know.
Yep. Which was built by Disney, if anyone
Yep.
didn't know that. But there is a restaurant kind of it's not really the center, but it's near the town center. It's called the Celebration Tavern. How
Yes,
was
it
your
is.
experience there?
Oh, it's fantastic. It was kind of funny because I didn't know anything about Celebration Tavern. Like we knew about Celebration, of course, but like we were just walking around and my wife and I were hungry. Like, oh, there's a tavern. You want to go in? We're like, cool, yeah, sure. So we go in. We get seated, and I start looking around, and I start noticing things. And then like I look down and read the menu. I'm like, we would pick this place. My wife's like, why? I'm like, it's Boston themed. I'm like, it's like New England themed. They're from Weymouth, Mass. And I was like, look at the menu. I'm like, it's all New England stuff. I'm like, look around. It's Red Sox. You have the picture of like the T station, and I'm like, we would pick this place, but no, it was so good. It was so cool.
It was like coming from the Northeast to Florida
Yes,
is a
yes,
food shock because
yes,
you're used
yes,
to
yes, yes.
all that Italian food, all that New England
Exactly.
fresh
Yep.
seafood. So having a place that you can actually go to get the steak tips or the
You
stuffed
got it.
quahogs, stuff like that, it's perfect.
No,
There,
absolutely. I was joking with my wife too about it too, because like when you first walk in, there's like a bar to your left in that area there, like where the bathrooms are. I was like, we went to the bathroom and I was smelling it. I was like, "Oh, you smell that?" I'm like, it smells like a Massachusetts BMW. I'm like, you know, it's authentic here.
they did a good job bringing that there. Oh,
I was like,
but
it was so funny.
do you have any plans coming up?
Um, as of right now, nothing really set in stone. Because spoiler alert, my wife and I were expecting baby number 2, so um, he'll be here in October. So that's what we've been kind of planning for. So hence the absence again, because getting settled down here, had to build another nursery. So so it's been an ongoing process down here. But um, travel plan, we were supposed to go on a Disney cruise in March, but baby won't be old enough, so we
Yeah,
just literally just had to cancel it. But we will be on Icon of the Seas in July next year, which is definitely on the book because we're going with family. But for like travel plans as of yet, nothing so much just because a lot of moving parts. But there definitely will be Disney adventures and Universal adventures, Florida adventures. So we will be around this area.
yeah. You got to show the baby what it's all about to be a Disney.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. It's a learning curve. For the folks who do have kids, and then and the folks who don't, who are preparing. Yes.
we'll have
But once
Jerry.
you master it, it's fun.
We'll have Jerry film up how to take your kid to Disney for the first time video.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll make it some comedy too because you need it.
uh, it's exciting things. I mean, I don't have any
Oh
big.
no, for sure.
Yeah. I don't have any big concrete plans, but I'm going to Mickey's Not So Scary in October.
Oh, we actually will be there September 6th. We'll be going to Make It Not So Scary.
I'll be there on the 4th, October 4th.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Okay.
So, it's actually I'm excited because it's the first time I've gone as an adult. The last time
You haven't been?
not in. Oh, let's see. I want to say it's been at least 10 years since I've been.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're gonna love it. It's so fun. We were there last October. We went, and wait till you see the parade. That's gonna
Yeah.
blow your mind.
Well, I've seen the parade. I was just a moody teenager when I went, so I was not.
I mean, you'll appreciate it more now.
Moody teenagers don't always have the best time, but make it work. And then
Other than that,
I don't really have
anything
any
else?
giant plans. I want to plan some stuff for 2025, but I'm kind of waiting just to see how things turn out for the rest of the year. I'm a last minute planner, unless it's
Yeah,
like
that's fine.
a big trip to like go
Sure.
overseas or something.
Yeah.
I like the last minute deals that you can usually find.
Oh, for sure. Because if you wait last minute, you definitely find some good stuff. Especially, honestly, if you're traveling overseas, you honestly sometimes can too.
I,
But
I definitely want to get back on Virgin Voyages probably in
still gotta get on
25.
there. Yeah, I've heard
It's
so many good things.
I want to go on a Disney cruise, but it's just way out of the price point right now. So
Yep.
hopefully cruise prices come back down because that's my favorite
Yeah.
way to travel.
Hopefully. Yeah. I you haven't been on one, I highly recommend it. It's life changing.
It is.
All
Uh,
the food, the places you get to see, the experiences, it's so fun.
just being able to get out of bed and not have to worry about what I have to cook for the day or what I have to just having
Exactly.
the freedom to do whatever I want basically. Um, I mean, in terms of the podcast, we have some plans. I don't want to share them yet, but we'll
Sure.
have some guests on.
Yep.
We're gonna shoot for the bi-weekly still, but we just wanted to give you an update. Um, when his baby comes along, we may have like a little bit of a break again, uh, because the baby
Not
needs
too
his
too
dad.
much, but
But I can't take him away from the baby. Sorry. Um, but
well, we are back finally.
yep,
That's
this is
most important
season
for us.
2.
Season
So
2.
we've learned from season 1 what works, what doesn't
Yes.
work. So we're gonna have some guests on. I want to do some Halloween episodes,
Sure.
and stuff like that.
And
So
maybe some more chit chats like this because honestly,
absolutely,
really good.
I
Always stuff like this too.
there are big things coming that
Yes.
I'm not going to share yet. That's for a separate video, but just stay tuned because there's
Absolutely.
lots of good things happening. Um, anything you want to add, Jerry?
No, I mean, great to be back. Feels good to be back. Excited to be back. Is more about it too. And I know my absence too in social media. I've been kind of taking a step back from everything honestly, but I'm making a strong comeback and stay tuned for everything for us, especially follow Josh. Josh hasn't left the scene for social media that he's always grinding, so follow him if you don't, because you're missing out.
Yep. I'm Josh in the Parks,
I am It's a Buzz Life on Instagram and TikTok.
and this is In the Parks and Beyond. So put your hands up because those lap bars are coming up.